Hey guys, this is Arpan from Red Army Kolkata, and today I have one of the like a guy that I wanted to talk to for a long time now, and we've been talking to each other for a long time, and it is a pleasure having you, Rusty. How are you doing? How's everything going, mate?
All right, mate. Not too bad, Arpan. Yeah, it's a bit of a miserable day over here in England. So I'm doing my best to get over it by having a gin and
Oh,
a talk about football. Two of my favourite things. You know what I mean? A bit of alcohol and a bit of footy. Talk about Man United, and I'm a happy man. But yeah, how's
uh,
yourself?
absolutely. I'm doing great. I'm doing great. It was pretty hot and humid today, and I had a lot of work. I just came back like 10 minutes back, and like, yeah, it's been crazy. I wasn't even I wasn't even ready when I came back, and now I'm having you on conversation, and that is great. So yeah. When it comes to talking about football, I think I'm a happy man again. So yeah, that is great. So, what is? Let's get to exactly what we wanted to talk about. So, you tell me what is your standpoint? Like, we're gonna host Bournemouth next, so we're gonna play them. And what do you think? I'm gonna straight go to the point.
Yeah, too right, mate. Well, yeah, we've got Bournemouth tomorrow back at Old Trafford again. The way we're playing at the moment, mate, and the way they're playing, it should be a walk in the park, shouldn't it? It should be an easy 3 points. But it's coming to that. I'm gonna say it's coming to that part of the season where no game's easy, but it's a completely different situation that we're in now because we just had a 3 month break. It's not as if we've been running up to this and
Yeah.
we're getting tireder and tireder. The players are actually on the way up now. They're getting fresher and fresher and better and better. It's a weird kind of time for football, but I expect us to get the 3 points tomorrow, Arpan. I don't think it'll be as convincing as the Sheffield United game or the Brighton game. I've just got a feeling that the way Bournemouth are playing at the moment, they're going to have to take a few more chances. So I think they will sit deep, but I think they'll take as many chances as they can to get on their counter attack and try and push us back a little bit whenever they do get hold of the ball. Um, but I'm going to go for the 3 points still. But I'm going to go for a narrow 1-0 victory to United.
Oh, okay. That is not like how the trends are nowadays because we've been playing really well, and yeah, I agree to you. Eddie Howe is not gonna he's not gonna be one of those players who is gonna play a very expansive, a very explosive brand of football. They're gonna sit back and defend and wait for us to lose the ball and maybe hit us on the counter. My like yeah Coming back to what you said, that the players are going up. Absolutely, they're getting fresher and fresher. So who is the player you think Man United is gonna he's gonna stand out in tomorrow's fixture?
It's a good
I know the
question.
obvious answer.
Well, it's a great question because we're all going to go straight for Bruno, all right?
Yeah.
Because he's a sensation. We know he is, but there's so many players in that team right now who are making a difference, who have took a step up. Um, when it comes to picking a man in a match, like again in the Brighton game, I couldn't pick one. I couldn't myself pick. I would have probably Bruno got it. I would have probably gone for Greenwood myself because it was amazing, amazing goal that he scored, and that and
Absolutely.
that cross literally right onto Bruno's laces for the volley was pinpoint accuracy. So for me, it would have been Greenwood. But I'm looking forward to seeing Rashford stepping up a little bit tomorrow. He's looked tired for the past couple of games, and fair enough. I don't know if his extracurricular activities during lockdown, even as fantastic as they were, raising all that money and looking after the children in England who were in poverty. I just started to think as it took a toll on him. Has he been struggling a bit uh, dealing with that and his football at the same time? But you can't keep a good player like him down, Arpam. So I reckon tomorrow we might see a better Marcus Rashford. So for me, I know it'd be obvious to say Bruno or Pogba or Greenwood. But tomorrow I'm looking forward to seeing a bit of Rashford coming, because imagine if we get Rashford hitting it on all cylinders at the same time as Bruno, Pogba, Martial, Greenwood. Frightening.
Man, that is gonna fry Bournemouth. I do not want to, criticize anybody, but if we have Bruno, Pogba, Martial, Rashford, Greenwood all firing, that's gonna fry any team, any defense in the world right now. They are amazing. They are freaking amazing. Like, yeah, I've not been so excited to see our front players link up, play this way. I've not been this excited since like Rooney Van Persie. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
man, these people are rolling back the days, man. They are rolling back the days. Good. So yeah, now
Wait,
you mentioned.
you say there, Arpan, about rolling back the days as well. That goal, that Bruno volley from back to front within like 8 seconds.
Exactly.
That was rolling back the days, mate. That was giving me all kinds of feels of nostalgia. The Ronaldo goal in the Champions League from
Yes, against Arsenal.
against Arsenal. Yeah, it reminded me
What
of that.
amazing goal. I just, whenever I see that goal, I cannot even tell you how many times I've seen that on YouTube. I was like, how did that man run so fast? And yesterday, I think Greenwood was breaking some kind of a record with that run. It was one of the fastest runs of this league, and it was amazing to see. And just see the end product on Greenwood. Just look at that. That kid, he's not even 20 yet, and he
18.
ran that far. 18. Just imagine, he ran that far and put in that pinpoint of a cross. Can you imagine the quality? This kid is gonna light the league up, man. I can vouch for that. I am just mark this space, write it down. Arpan said this in 2020. This kid is gonna light this league up, man. This is exciting. This is exciting. I'm really excited.
Yeah.
So, Rusty, what do you think? You just mentioned that like the extracurricular activities might have taken his focus off football somewhat, because when we got to know about it in Calcutta, we have like 20,000 Manchester United fans, even more. It's not that we know everybody, but more than 20,000 Manchester United fans. And when we got to know about it, it was, people were like, he could run for the president and win in India. He could run for the president. Absolutely. So what do you really think that, what do you think? Because Rashford, how is the reception is at your place? Like what Rashford did in England, how people actually think of him?
Mate, he's been thought of in the highest regard. There's been, obviously, England's very much, I don't want to get political, but England's very much like America right now. There's a massive division between the left and the right. So doing something good and honest and lovely is generally always cherished by the left, and the right are like, oh, just for no reason sometimes, just like, oh, stop being nice to people. And but it was like kind of like the whole country. There's been exceptions, but the whole country came together. Even politicians were like, this guy's, an admirable young lad who's doing something just from the bottom of his heart, because he's come from that position. You know what I mean? He's so yeah, he's captured the imagination of an entire nation, and I want to give him that first, because you don't ever take anything away from him. But people are kind of saying, is that the problem for him looking tired now? And it could do a little, because mentally that's got to take a lot out of you, because he's working round the clock to do something which is beautiful, which has been a long time coming and probably needed somebody in that position to do. But at the same time, we have had 3 months out, and he wasn't playing before lockdown because he was injured. So just be getting himself back into match fitness, feeling sharp during a game. You know what I mean? Just being visually aware on a pitch, like knowing where his spaces are, knowing where to make his runs. Those things we expect professional to do, but when you get back on that pitch after so long out, you need time to adjust and get ready for those things once again. And I think that's what's happening with Rashford. He's a world-class player. He's still learning his trade. You know what I mean? So I reckon he'll bounce back tomorrow, mate. But yeah, is it Sir Marcus Rashford? That's who he is right now.
Yeah, absolutely. I think he got his. He's the youngest debutant in the political career as well. He made his
Yeah.
debut really young. He's just one. I think he's just one goal away because people were criticizing David De Gea because he made some, clumsy. He took in some clumsy goals. But I always said that he is a world class goalkeeper, and look how he's back. He's back. He's keeping the clean sheets again, and it's the same with. I think it's the same with. It's gonna be the same with Rashford. I think he's just one goal away. He's just one goal away from hitting that patch
Yeah.
again where he was. So yeah, coming back to
Again and getting it, that's all it is. A player like Rashford, it might just take. He has had a couple of assists against Sheffield United, but a goal might rejuvenate him. But just quickly want to touch on De Gea there because you said about David De Gea that he's been criticised. I think he's third now in the running for the Golden Glove.
absolutely, yeah.
Not bad for a bad season, is it?
Not bad, not so bad at all. Like
Uh,
and yeah, please, yeah,
when,
please.
when you've raised the expectations of your fans so high, especially when you're a keeper, you're going to get criticised for making mistakes because keepers are under the watchful eye of everybody. They're under the microscope at all times. You make one mistake as a keeper, it can wipe out all the good you've ever done. It's
Yeah,
it's
absolutely.
fickle. It's a fickle
That's
position to play in when you think of the fans' point of view. But for me, he's still world class. For me, he's
I
still number one.
absolutely. You cannot blame McDonald's for giving you one soggy French fry, right?
Yeah,
They've been
exactly.
yeah, absolutely. And just look at the complexion of the team after Bruno has come back. Bruno has come in. So just imagine Pogba. The best part about the introduction of Bruno is that the entire onus is not on Pogba anymore.
No,
He does not have to do everything on the pitch. He can just knock the ball at times. He knows that there are so many people, so many creative minds on the game all the time. Rashford can be pretty creative with his tricks, and Martial has amazing close control. And then we have Greenwood, who can literally light up the bars anytime. And with that, you can see the change in Pogba's performance. He is not
yeah,
trying to do everything, which actually gives me a lot of relief because just like Rashford and De Gea, I have a lot of faith in Pogba as well. So
massive.
to see him perform well is actually giving me a lot of faith that this team can actually do a lot in the next season.
Yeah, I think there's two things there with Pogba. Number one, it's kind of freed him up to do what he wants to do because he doesn't have to be that defensive midfielder who brings it into play, but then also feels obligated to be an attacking midfielder at the same time because we
Yeah,
didn't
yeah,
that. Now, if you saw him, I think it was the Sheffield United game when we were 2-0 up. Uh, when it was 1-0, Maguire was holding onto the ball, drawing their midfield in and their attackers in, and then finding space behind. When it was 2-0 and we didn't have to do that anymore, Pogba was running to Maguire, all the way back to Maguire, and just taking the ball off him and saying, right, we go again. We're not a team that does that anymore. We push.
exactly,
And it was
exactly.
lovely.
Attack, attack, attack.
Yeah, it was lovely to watch. I want to be that kind of team that presses high and catches the ball high. And, as much as I don't like Liverpool, that's what they're doing it, and it's effective and it works. And you can see that's what Pogba wanted to do. So the two things with Pogba is number one, I think it's freed him up, and number two, he's seen what's happening at Old Trafford now. He worked with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer under 23 level. He won a league with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, so they've got rapport already. You know what I mean? So he put all these things together, and you can see that I think he's going to stay. He wants to stay. He sees trophies, baby. He sees it. He sees the winning post.
Absolutely, absolutely, Rusty. I do agree to that. I think with just a couple of signings more, I think we are good to go. Like, yeah, I understand Liverpool, I understand City have a great team, but like, make no mistake, this team under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, this team has a direction. This
Yeah,
team knows what they're gonna do. They know the moment they have the ball. This is not that indecisive team anymore. This is not the team that looks for a player after getting the ball. Pogba is not actually looking for a player. Bruno, if you see in the last match, I think when Bruno was playing, I think he just randomly he's just taking the ball and randomly putting it on both the flanks. He knows that he has the players. He can trust the players, and
yeah,
that is the most important thing.
that's
We do
massive.
not have. That's absolutely massive to have that kind of chemistry. If this thing starts clicking, maybe Jadon Sancho next season. Yeah, and we're good to go. Keeping our fingers crossed. What do you think, man?
Seen a few rumours on. You've been working. I don't know if you've seen it, but on social media today, that it's meant to be in the bag. It's done and dusted. Personal agreements have
Terms have,
been made.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, and he's meant to be coming in at £140,000 a year, something like that. But and then works his way up to 200,000. Obviously dependent on how successful he is, etc. But apparently no fee has been arranged, so I don't know how much to read into that. And I don't read too much into rumors and people throwing stuff left, right, and centre because we get associated with every player under the sun. When it comes to the transfer window. But he would be one player I'd be disappointed if we didn't get after all the hype. He's a sensation. But in the same breath, I
Absolutely.
wouldn't swap Greenwood for him because that one's been batted around, hasn't it? And I don't fancy that either.
Oh,
Because for me, Greenwood has got a potential in 5-6 years to be a Ballon d'Or winner. The guy is something. Yeah, yeah, that as well. Yeah, but to imagine Rashford, Martial, Sancho, Greenwood, Fernandes, Pogba, Aaron Wan-Bissaka, David De Gea, Harry Maguire, Brandon Williams. That's a team that says we can win everything. Not instantly,
absolutely.
not instantly, but because it's a young team as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Oh, wow. I'm excited, mate.
Yeah, man. So am I. So am I. Yeah. When you say those names, and when I look at the age, look at the age. Like, we have a center back who is 26, which is not at all like for a center back. I think the prime years starts from 30. When you're 30, you have the experience, you have what it takes to actually be a proper center back. So
Yeah,
4 years to Harry Maguire, maybe the same, similar to Lindelof or even Bailey if he stays, or I don't know what's happening to him because I think I saw some rumors of a loan deal. Maybe if we sign another center back, and then we have Aaron Wan-Bissaka who is like just turned 21, and then we have Brandon Williams who is not even 20. Like the entire team is somewhere around 25ish. The average age is below 25, and what a team it can be. Like, give it 3-4 years of continuous like play time, and this team can rip any team in the Europe apart. I'm still gonna keep my fingers crossed.
it kind of remind me in a way of the development of the English national team at the moment,
Yeah,
where so
absolutely.
many amazing youngsters are coming through and so much potential. So yeah, it's going to be great to watch both of those teams moving
Absolutely.
forward over the
Absolutely.
next 2 seasons, my friend. But yeah, I'm super excited. I've always been Ollie in. I might have been a bit nostalgic at first because he's a legend of the club, but from watching him, the way he deals with the club from bottom to top, is very much like Sir Alex Ferguson. Now, I'm not making comparisons between the two because that would be daft, but you can make comparisons to the way their attitude is, to where they approach a game, to where they approach morale. Um, and he's I've questioned his substitutes in the past as well, but he seems to have learned a lesson himself over the past years, where now he's making substitutes at the right time, in the right minutes, for the right reasons. So he's only a young manager too, and it's beautiful to watch.
It's like an entire garden. It's like an entire garden full of young budding flowers. Like
Yeah,
everybody's blooming together. Everybody's learning together. That is a beautiful sight to have. Like, I really do not want to jinx it. I'm keeping my fingers crossed, like for this entire conversation, because this is going to, like, if someday I can look back to this conversation as like, yeah, me and Rusty had this conversation full of optimism, full of positivity. I'm gonna be a happy man. Yeah. So, like, yeah, if you look at Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, since you mentioned, uh, even if you look at him, the attitude, even his attitude has changed, because I was reading some news about Angel Gomez, and he said that he had the proper attitude. It's not, it's not the David Moyes who said that we are trying to win, we will see what happens. It is not the early Ole Gunnar Solskjaer who was like, yeah, we are trying to win. But it is a ruthless manager who understands his players, who knows that, okay, this is what I want from the team. This is the attitude. He protects the players. He actually protected David De Gea, as we all know. And David De Gea, the players know that the manager has their back, and that gives a huge morale boost to the players.
yeah,
And I think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is doing a phenomenal job. I have always been in support of my manager, whoever that has been. But with Ole, I can see some real positivity coming into the team. I can see some real talent coming through the ranks,
yeah.
and the likes of and yeah, it just gives me so much of hope. It just fills me with so much of happiness that I find it really hard to contain when I see people like you who share the same kind of feeling. I just get excited, man. I get overwhelmed. But coming to Rusty, I want to let's talk about some of the not so fun things. Defensively, I think both our centre backs. I just praised both of them. So yeah, you might call me a hypocrite if you want. That is fine. I'm gonna go with it. Yeah, so, but I think that both our centre backs are to some extent sloppy. I don't want to over exaggerate it, but I think if one Maguire brings that aerial strength that Lindelof lacks, but both of them do have the tendency to be a bit slow at times, and it's the same with Shaw. Shaw has lost his pace. I just heard you mention the team for the future, and you excluded Shaw.
I
But
said,
what is your take on what's your
because
take
that
on
is the
that, man?
team future, isn't it? But you're quite right with Maguire and Lindelof. They are sloppy. They are a bit lethargic. But I was listening to Jermaine Genius the other day, and he hit the nail on the head. He said these two are world-class defenders when they've got the ball, when it's in the air, when they've got players in tight with them. They can control them players, bringing the ball out. Fantastic defenders. When you've got players coming at them at pace, not shit, but not the best. Sorry, sorry.
No. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's
Uh,
okay. It's completely fine.
the poor, the very poor. When players were attacking them and hitting them hard, I think they're indecisive to move in or to drop off, and they just seem to freeze, and the body positions are all wrong. What was that goal? Was it?
I think
Was it
Bergwijn
the
against Tottenham.
Hotspur goal
Yeah,
where
Bergwijn.
Maguire was stood with his body showing him inside? It was like,
Absolutely.
there's.
Please.
It was weird. It was weird. I understand he was caught flat-footed. It was a poor performance, but out of the two, I think Maguire's got a chance to be great. I think Maguire's got a chance to be exceptionally like a legend at Old Trafford if he wants to be. He's got the right attitude. He is a good player. He's great in the air. He's great at moving the ball out quickly. I think we just need somebody alongside him who's a world-class tough nut, who's a Vidic, who's a Stam, who's a Ferdinand. You know what I mean? Who will do the dirty work. Who will get behind you and cover you because they know your strengths, your weaknesses, and you know their strengths, their weaknesses. And that's what we need. And I do think in the summer, yeah, I don't think it's. I say it's not essential. It is. No, it is. I lie. It's essential. You win titles by building from the back forward. You don't win them by building from forward backwards. Look at Liverpool. Great defense. Great defense. Great attacking free. Midfield. Most of them players wouldn't even walk into Everton. You know what I mean, mate?
I absolutely, man.
No disrespect to Everton Football Club either. You're a good team, but
come on, we don't care that much.
no, you're right. I don't care. But yeah, you win titles by starting from the back and moving forward. So I think a big defender, and I'm not even going to call it who I think because we've had so many names thrown at us, and I can't really think of a really good world-class defender. I don't know if you can think of one that you'd like at Old Trafford.
Well, so yeah, there are a couple of names. If you think we can have Kalidou Koulibaly. Koulibaly, I think, has been, but he's way too expensive for us. But other than that, even I don't think I can put my finger on a certain player whom I see as fast, fast and does the work. I think Bailey is good. He's exactly he ticks all the boxes, but it's just that his injury, man. He keeps getting injured.
He's made of glass.
Yeah, man, he's made of complete glass. Like even the cheap one, not even the cheap
glass. You know what I mean? He's not a champagne glass, is he?
No, is the ones you can get like in every other store. The cheap one. He gets like do one thing. You like what? Like he's made of maybe cheese. Just to put one finger and he starts melting. I absolutely don't know what's wrong with him. And even with Shaw, just look at that man. He lost all his space. He I think he has put on more weight than I have during the lockdown.
No, that's a bit harsh, mate. That's a bit harsh. I think he's looking all right, but he never came back the same player after his leg injury. Absolutely. You know what I mean? It's a shame because before that, we had one of the best left backs in the world, and somebody looked like he was going to be the best left back ever. And then that horrific injury happened, and he's never come back the same. And I think next season, Brandon Williams will be starting. He'll be on the bench. And I think by the season of 21-22, Luke Shaw will be gone. And it's sad that. It's really sad because I think he's an outrageously good player. But yeah, and Bailly, if he wasn't made of glass, mate, he'd be outrageous. Him Absolutely. And Maguire, that's the player that Maguire needs. Someone who's hot-headed, somebody who's hard, somebody who'll get into challenges, somebody who'll do the dirty stuff for you. If we can keep him fit, we don't need a central defender. But it's that doubt in your head, isn't it? That, you know, he's going to bend down and try and get a sugar out of the cupboard one day and pull a disc in his spine or something.
Absolutely. I think someday he'll be like he'll carry his shoes and he'll say that I've dislocated my finger. He's like, one of those.
Like somebody trying to swap shirts, he'd be like, "Yeah, but I've got to sit down first, mate. It's my back's a bit sore."
It's my back. Man, he reminds me of my granddad.
Yeah, mate. It's a shame because he's class in it, but I know what you mean.
And I do not want to like roast Bailey, but it's just that he is like, him and Jones, Phil Jones, they make a better pairing when it comes to on the medical team. Yeah.
Must be expensive having them two.
Absolutely. Just think about the amount we spend on the treatment, and also at the same time, I think. So you said that it's gonna be a very narrow scoreline, like 1-0, but I'm gonna keep the hopes up. Like every match, I predict that it's gonna be a 6-0 or something like that. No. For this match, I'm gonna be a bit less hopeful. So yeah, I'm gonna go with somewhere around 8-0.
Yeah, mate, I can see that. Yeah. I want you to name the scorers for me now as well, though. You can't just be like throwing 8-0 out there and not know who's going to score.
Who's going to score? Like, oh, okay. I'm going to go with another Rashford 3. I can see Rashi scoring 3 goals. I can. Then maybe Rashford like hat trick, and then Martial with chipping in with two. Greenwood, I think I'm gonna give him a goal, and yeah, so that's like three plus two plus one. So like that's sorted. The strike line.
3+1+2, quick maths.
Yeah, so like six goals sorted, and two for one for Bruno and one for Pogba. Like yeah, everybody's scoring.
Fair, mate. Fair, mate. Yeah. But I say 1-0 because then if it's 2-0, I've exceeded my own expectations of the team. And
Yeah, twice the happy.
Unless
So who's your scorer?
Yeah.
Who's your scorer, Mike?
I'm gonna go Rashford. Yeah, Rashford 1-0.
Yeah, man. We both that's the guy we both have in common. Yeah, man. I'm looking forward to the next match. So let's do one thing. If Rashford scores a hat trick, you're gonna say you're gonna I'm gonna give you a dare. Choose whatever you want.
You name the day.
Okay. So if Rashford scores, you're gonna scream at the telly and send me a video of doing that.
I'll scream if Rashford scores, right? If Rashford scores what, a hat trick?
Yeah, a hat trick. Yeah.
We've just had one player score the first league hat trick in 7 years, so I can't see that happening again anytime soon. But if it does happen, I'll get my selfie stick out, I'll stretch it out, I'll put my top in one hand, wave it about, and run round my neighbourhood.
Oh, that is gonna be crazy. No, you name a dare for me.
Right then. So if Rashford scores a hat trick, I want Ampar to go on Twitter and tell your Twitter crush that you fancy her.
Oh, okay. Oh man.
You can't be sliding in no DMs, mate. You've got to do it there where everybody.
Okay.
Picture of
I'm gonna put it for the world to see.
Yeah, put a picture of Man United underneath it and tag people. 10 people.
Oh, okay. You're going that far, mate. Okay.
Going hard, mate. Going hard.
Yeah, that's how we do it, man. That's how we do it. It was great having you, Rusty. It was great having you. I'm pretty sure we're gonna catch up pretty soon again.
Yeah, we'll do it again. I'll have you on my show sometime. You and your mate on my show sometime. We'll
Absolutely. We would have a blast, man. We would have a blast. Okay, man. It was great having you. Looking forward to the next game. Have a great time. See you.